play football. But I think that it definitely makes like a big run. Like when we run the zone stuff, I think that me and Freddie do a good job on the backside of the zone. And so I think that we can make some big holes through that. So
How much do the running backs like that when they see both you guys in there?
I don't know. You gotta ask them, but hopefully they like it. It's big bodies up there, but yeah.
They already asked you about this, but Hemela at center, how does he kind of coming along the second year of him working on that kind of stuff?
Definitely better than last year. I think he's doing a great job. He's definitely stepped up a lot, and he's worked on a lot of things, and he's molded himself into a really good football player. And he's consistent with his snaps, which I know is something that a lot of people, like to see, especially Coach Rod. So, but he's one of the smarter guys too. And so at center, you have to be really smart and know everything about the defense. And he's kind of helping all of us out too at the same time. So I think he does a really good job with that.
How does the depth of the offensive line kind of compare to your first few years here?
We have a lot of guys now, and I think a lot of guys can play this year. Especially even the freshmen. Like in a couple of years, I think that our offensive line is going to be one of the best offensive lines in the country.
The freshman Elatise, what's he look like?
He's just a big dude, man. He reminds me a lot of like Lenny and Fitelli. I don't know if anybody knows them, but you remember Fitelli and Lenny?
Yeah.
Just big dudes, really nice, quiet guys, just kind of simple. But, they're good dudes. They're good football players. Bryson and Josh McCauley, too. Bryson Kane and Josh McCauley, both really good football players. Alex Kaczynski, Levi Walton, all those guys. Christian Betcher, guy that nobody knew coming out of high school, and, he's here, and he's on scholarship now, doing really well. So, I think that the future of this offensive line looks really good.
How happy were you to finally get back out on the field this week after the whole summer?
Yeah. So, the whole summer you kind of grinding in the weight room, and I love working out, and I love being out on the field, with the coaches. But, once you put shoulder pads on, and it's just totally different than the past 2 days. For past 2 days is not really fun for the offensive line because, you don't have pads, you're not really banging. Or if you're banging, you have nothing to, hit, and, But I think it's definitely better when you get the shoulder pads on and, you can finally actually hit somebody and play football. So it was fun, especially an inside run. It was a lot of fun.
When you're going up against a defensive line this year, how is their slight change and maybe shifting and all of that?
It's a little frustrating because, they're doing all this stuff pre-snap right away. But, I think we picked up on some stuff and it's helped us out. But in the long run, I think it's the best thing for us because we used to have problems with teams that did that. That was one of our biggest problems with teams that slanted and brought wave blitzes. But, I think that having this much practice with it has really helped us out a lot. And it helped our technique a lot too because now we don't put our head down and lunge and try and hit people. We're trying to drive them and move them. So I think it's one of the best things that could have happened to this offensive line.
How big of a learning curve was it for you guys? Did you pick it up in the spring when they were doing it?
Yeah, we did. But, it's the first practice when they brought it out, we were all just like, oh, my God, what's going on? And it was crazy. But, once you pick up on it, it's a little bit easier. And, you kind of pick up on cues and stuff like that. So I think, once again, I think it's the best thing that ever happened to the offensive line.